Getting started in Hero's Pose. If you have blocks, I like to use 2 to start. You bring your knees to touch, put your blocks behind you so that you can just sit down. And using 2 is great. You can also use pillows or bolsters so that you can really figure out the height that's best for you to start. So if you don't feel a stretch at first, you can take a block off to the side, see if you feel a stretch. No stretch, move the block out. And if for any reason you'd prefer to start in a different variation, I'm going to give you the option to start reclined if you like a more restful variation in a fallen bridge. Still a little bit of a quad stretch, just also a more restful start of your practice. But as I said, today is Saturday, so we're going to start moving a little bit sooner. And then bring your hands down to your thighs. You can bring them either palms face up or palms face down to ground. You can close your eyes or set your gaze straight forward and just try to find a nice long spine. Press your shoulders back until you feel them right above your hips. And then if you notice your shoulders rounding, take a moment from your belly button and start to lengthen out, reach up through the crown of your head and pull your shoulders back and down a couple times. And then lift your chin. Often looking down is how we hunch. Sometimes you have to lean a little too far back, feel your core engaged so that you can find just where there's ease, since we tend to lean forward so much in our lives if there happen to be computers as part of your job or just day-to-day life. And then once you feel yourself centered over your hips, just start to focus on your breath. Even if you didn't notice your breath before your joints were stacked, maybe you can feel the ease of your breath as you have a nice long airway now. Nothing constricted from rounding. Just easy breaths, which is what we're going for throughout class. We'll just take a couple moments to center ourselves before our practice, before we start moving. But if you'd like to add on a little bit of movement, start to stretch out your neck, you can tuck your chin in towards your chest. This will constrict your breath a little bit. And then roll your head, your ear to the right side. Gentle. Come back to center and roll to the left. And pause when you find a stretch. No need to go through it. See if you can find more ease, and then you can push a little bit more. No rush. If you feel no constriction, you can roll from side to side. But if you feel like there's a little point where you get stuck, where it's a little tighter, hold there for a couple moments. A full breath. And just see if you can find some ease. It's early. And if you'd like, you can drop your ear from shoulder to shoulder. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your chin. Blink your eyes open. Inhale, tabletop. Stack your shoulders above your wrists, your knees underneath of your hips. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale, press your right leg back. Stretch out through your calf. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale, lift your right foot. Exhale, knee to tricep. Hold here, breathe. Inhale, back out. Exhale, knee to tricep. Then lower down and lift. Lower, lift. Keep your knee by your shoulder as you lift up. Last time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, kick back. Stretch out through your calf yet again. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, kick your left foot back. And then move forward and back. Stretch out through your left calf. Breathe here. Maybe take some circles for your wrists. Inhale, lift your left heel. Exhale, knee to left shoulder, press into your hands. Hold and breathe. Inhale, back. Exhale, outside of your shoulder, press into your hands yet again. Breathe in. Exhale, drop your knee. Inhale, elevate knee to shoulder. Exhale, drop. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale, drop. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale, press back your calf stretch. And then when you're ready, come back to your tabletop. We'll do some quick wrist stretches. Flip your fingers to face the sides of your mat, bend into your elbows, take some circles. Press into your fingertips enough that your knuckles slightly lift off. Then if you'd like, you can flip your fingers to face your knees again. At the beginning of this class, just focus on where you find a stretch. If you already find a stretch at any variation, you stop there. And maybe the stretch you need is one or both palms up. Again, you can make some circles. I won't hold us here too long, just making sure we stretch out our wrists too. Every once in a while, it's important to make sure we check in with wrists and ankles. And when you're ready, come back to your tabletop. We'll take 3 cat-cows. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your chest and your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, tilt your pelvis down, draw your chin in toward your chest, arch your spine up toward the ceiling. Move on your own breath. 3 rounds. Inhales for cow. Exhales for cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine, come to a high plank, press into your hands, breathe here. Lift your chin away from your chest. Make any movements you need with your hands to get them right underneath of your shoulders. And then press back into your heels a little bit, engage your core. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog, press your chest toward your thighs, lift your hips up and back. Take your envision, focus on your breath and breathe. Drop your head below your heart. Focus on your breath. And maybe you'd like to take your Ujjayi pranayama if you haven't already. Completely optional. Constrict the back of your throat. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose to build a little heat, especially if you are like me and have left your windows open to enjoy the cool air. Again, pedal out your legs, bend into one knee, then the other. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk your feet behind your wrists or to the outside edges of your mat. Bend your knees generously. Drape your chest over your thighs. Draw your weight into your toes. Grab opposite elbows. Take a shoulder rinse. Or interlace your hands behind the nape of your neck. Sway from side to side. Now, completely optional, if you'd like to focus on your hips rather than your lower back, feel free to come into a yogi squat instead. Move from side to side, stretch out your ankles. It depends on what you want to focus on. Posterior chain and legs would be more a traditional ragdoll. And release your hands down, bring your feet to touch or some space between, whatever helps you have the most balance. Bend into your knees, inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time, head and neck last to come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just take a moment to stack all of your joints. Find your true equal standing pose. You can press down into your toes and your heels. Your shoulders are right above your hips. Your hips are on top of your heels, and your ears are right on top of your shoulders. Interlace all 10 fingers except for your pointers. Inhale, extended mountain pose with a steeple grip. Exhale, baby back bend, mild goalpost. Lift your chin away from your chest. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, forward fold. Option, bring your hands through heart center, or you can reach your steeple grip forward. Press your weight into your toes a little bit more. Bend your knees and drop your head down. Inhale, halfway lift, weight in your toes, lengthen through your lower back. Exhale, squat and curl, lift your heels high, drop your hips to your tailbone, bring your forehead to your knees, stretch out through the back of your neck and the backs of your feet. Shift your weight forward and back. Maybe play with your balance if that's what you need right now. Or you can play with shifting your weight. Maybe drop one heel at a time. Play with your squat and curl. We'll flow through to just a traditional sun A in just a moment. I just thought it'd be nice to stretch out through our feet. So we'll balance on them in a little bit. Release your heels down to your mat. Inhale, extended mountain pose, find your steeple grip. Exhale, baby back bend to hips forward, lift your gaze. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, steeple grip or hands through heart center, your choice. Inhale, halfway lift, moving on, weight in your toes. Exhale, high plank, step both feet back, shoulders over wrists, one long line of energy. Knit your ribs together, set your gaze forward, breathe here. Build a little bit of fire. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you can come into a downward facing dog or lower all the way. I'm just gonna build a little bit more heat. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower halfway to your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, knees lifted, shine your heart through, pull your shoulders away from your ears, lift your chin. Exhale, downward facing dog, press your chest toward your thigh. This time we'll flow, but we'll add on a side body stretch at the top of our mats. Getting some more spinal movements in. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, weight forward. Exhale, forward fold, bring your head toward your mat. Inhale, extended mountain pose, steeple grip adding on. Exhale, side body stretch to your right. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch to your left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, baby back bend, press your hips forward. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, baby cobra, or hold high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through one breath to one movement. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose, find your grip. Exhale, side body stretch to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side body stretch left. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend in Uttanasana. Inhale, extended mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, high to mid plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, your right heel is the sky. Exhale, knee to right tricep and hold. Inhale, high plank with one leg back. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, come down to your left knee. Option to bring a block underneath. Curl your toes or stay on the flat of your foot. Inhale, low crescent stack your shoulders above your hips. Take any movements you need. You can come a little bit out of the stretch and then sink a little bit lower so you're sure that your hips are squeezed and tight. Hands to heart center, hands to thigh, or arms overhead for a little bit more balance and shoulder opening. Again, feel free to stay here. I'm going to give you the option to add on with or without a block. You can keep your hand on your thigh and take a little bit more of a side body stretch, get into your psoas a little bit deeper, or you can bring your hand to a block or to your mat. The final variation will be adding on a little bit of a stretch forward and lift back up. Inhale, low cross and start to straighten through your right leg. Exhale, flex your toes and come into a half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Keep your hips above your back knee. Flex your toes toward your face. So this is the variation that's going to focus a little bit more on hamstring. So I told you we're focusing also on quads today. So if you'd prefer, you can walk back until your hips are down toward your heel. Keep your back toes curled under or come flat. If you're working on more balance, you can come into a toe stand with your right foot extended. Lots of variations. Play with what works for you. Hamstring, quad, or balance. Squeeze your hips together. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Exhale, lift your left knee off. Listen for the change. Inhale, standing splits. First balance on one foot. Leverage your blocks if need be. Draw your gaze slightly in front of your mat. Bend into your right knee as much as you can to find the stretch in your right hamstring, the meat of the muscle between your hip and your knee. Take a big inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Option to take a straight-legged variation or bend your knee and drop low. Straight leg is just out to the side flexed. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your hands. Inhale, your right heel high. Flex your toes down. Exhale, quick hip open. Press a little bit more into your right hands. So you can keep your shoulders square, but take a small twist in your lower back by dropping your right heel towards your left hip. You can add on some circles. We've been keeping our hips relatively square to the front of your mat for a little while. This might feel nice to have some external rotation. When you're ready, meet in downward facing dog. We'll take that on the left side, and then we'll flow through a traditional basic sun B before we move on. Inhale your left heel high. Ground down through your hands. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Press down, lift up, hold. Set your gaze slightly forward. Remember, we're staying here with our shoulders. Inhale, kick your left foot back. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Last time. Inhale, kick your foot. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, left heel high, downward facing dog kick. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands. Come down to your right knee. Inhale, low crescent Anjaneyasana, squeeze your hips together. Breathe. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Again, the option to bring your hands to your thighs. stay lifted or add on your side body stretch. Still squeeze your hips together, and then you can sink a little bit lower. If you did so on the other side, you can exhale, drop your hand. Inhale, lift up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, flex your toes toward your face. You can walk your blocks back and find your hamstring variation to start. Start to warm up. Squeeze your hips together yet again. Curl your right toes under. If you're going for the other variation, you can start to walk your hands back. You don't have to keep your toes curled under if you want to take the full quad stretch and sit down like an extended hero's pose. Or you can find your toe stand variation. Keep your toe down, or your heel down rather, and then lift off when you're ready. Maybe bring your hands to heart center. That's a lot more calf for the balance. Play with your practice. If you try on the right side, try on your left. Just to see the difference between both sides. But if you don't enjoy one pose, don't do it. 2 more full breaths here. Whatever variation you've chosen. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Exhale, lift your back knee off. Inhale to your standing splits. Gaze slightly forward. Flex your toes. Squeeze your hips together. You can stay here, or you can take an inhale, exhale, Shiva squat, option a straight leg, or bend both knees. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, kick your right heel high. Exhale, Shiva squat, whichever variation you choose. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Press into your hands. Inhale, kick your left heel high. Exhale, bend into your left knee, stretch out through your left hip. Press a little bit more into your left hand so you can square your shoulders and find the twist in your spine rather than your shoulders. And then if you added on your hip circles, go for it. Just really open up. When you're ready and meet in your downward facing dog, no rush, just let you know where we're going. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, travel your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Flowing through our sun beat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to mid plank, optional, hold high plank instead. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hold high plank if you took it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right heel to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to right shoulder. Inhale, your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, warrior two is our first pose. Inhale, warrior two, open up. Again, we're gonna flow. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward, rotate open. Inhale, reverse warrior, stay low in your front leg, reach your right hand high. Exhale, high to mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, baby cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath here. Regain your breath, open mouth exhale if you need to release some heat. Inhale, your left heel high. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale, your left heel to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge, prepare to open up. Inhale, warrior two. Stay low in your back leg. Reach back with your right hand. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward with your left. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach back with your left this time. Exhale, high to mid-plank. Remember, you have so many options. Inhale, upward facing dog, baby cobra, locust. Exhale, downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Full breath here. Just keep our warm up. We'll flow through that one more time, one breath to one movement, then we'll add on. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat, squeeze your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, high to mid-plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, your right heel to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, kick your right foot high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, left hand reaches back. Exhale, extended side angle, right arm reaches forward. Inhale, reverse where your right hand reaches back. Exhale, high to mid-plank. Option for one-footed Ekapada. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left heel to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge, open up. Inhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to mid-plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 full breaths here. Open mouth exhale if you need it. Ujjayi, or your regular breath through your nose. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, travel your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend into your knees. Inhale, chair pose, listen for the change. Exhale, drinking bird, lift your heels off, sweep your arms back behind you, set your gaze forward. Drop your hips low. Breathe. Press down into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, left knee lifts. Exhale, standing figure 4, quick stretch. Breathe here, 3 full breaths. Inhale, one-legged mountain, listen for the change. Exhale, airplane pose, Dandasana. Step your left toes back. Inhale, high crescent, reach up. Breathe here, left hip forward, right hip back. Breathe. Option to come into a double lunge and lift back up. Your choice. One more full breath here. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior 2, listen for the change. Inhale, your right leg straight. Exhale, triangle pose, reach forward, rotate open. Left thumb in line with your nose. Feel free to stay here in your triangle pose. Nice hamstring stretch. Option to come into an extended side angle. You can walk your block slowly forward and lunge into your half moon. I personally also find it easy to come from a standing pose, reach forward, and tip more into the balance. That's a lot of self-trust. Option to stay here. Option to take your sugar cane variation. Kick back with your left foot. Capture it with your left hand. Then kick your foot up and back. Land softly. Release your binds. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, high to mid-plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, adding on what we did the other side. Exhale, drinking bird, heels lifted. Sweep your arms back behind you, gaze forward. And then drop your hips as low as you can while still balancing. Breathe. Start to ground down through your left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, right knee lifts. Exhale, standing figure four. Breathe. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, Dakasana, airplane pose. Sweep your arms back behind you. Kick through your right heel. Squeeze your hips together. Step your right toes back. Inhale, high crescent. Stack your shoulders above your hips. Reach your arms up to frame your face. Again, the option is stay here or double lunge and up. Two more full breaths here. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten through your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Bend in your left knee. Again, you can use your block. Rotate open. Press into your right hip, just enough that you find an inner thigh stretch on your left. You take it on the other side. Come into your extended side angle first, or come to a standing, depending on what is the better way to balance for you. If you're coming from the floor, walk your hand forward. Launch onto your left foot this time. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Again, the option for your sugar cane this time, bend into your right foot, capture with your right hand. And you can just stay in the quad stretch and draw your heel toward your glute, or kick your foot into your hand for a shoulder and hip opener. One more full breath. Great job, Stacy. I saw that, yeah. Inhale, reverse warrior, land softly, reach back. Exhale, high to mid plank. Remember, you always have the option for one-footed or to skip it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Option to come down to your back knee for more stability. Inhale, low or high crescent, your choice. Exhale, revolve crescent. Twist to your right. If you're on your back knee and you'd like to add on a little bit of a quad stretch, bend into your left knee, reach around with your right hand, and capture your foot. If you have a different arm variation, you've been working on a bind, go for that. This is just, as I said, we'd work on quads today. It's a nice, familiar pose with a slightly different variation. Option to stay here, or come into a little bit more of a runner's lunge. Plant your left hand onto your mat. You can keep the bind as you transition, or bring your forearms to a block. Squeeze your knee into your shoulder and drop your head down. One more full breath here. Inhale, curl your left toes under. Exhale, high plank, step your left foot back. Inhale, side plank, Vashisthasana. Many options here. You can come down to your bottom knee. You can play with lifting your top leg. Maybe come into a partridge pose, which is just side plank with a bind like your half moon. Or you can come into a wild thing and stretch out through the front of your right hip. Completely optional. One more full breath in your variation. Take one more inhale. Exhale, high to mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog as we'll meet. Inhale your left heel to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge step through. Inhale, low or high crescent, your choice. Exhale, revolve crescent to your left, this time right elbow, left thigh. Again, the option for your quad stretch, where there's many arm variations you can take. Binds, half binds, arms in opposite directions, or just focus on your twist. Option to stay here. You can come into a nice runner's lunge. Right hand to your mat. You can keep your quad stretch if you have it. Or release your forearms to your mat or a block. Whatever feels best for you in this moment. Come back to your practice, your breath, your body. I am your guide, but you are the person living in your body, so you know what feels good, what is what you need in this moment. One more full breath here. Inhale, back up to your hands. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, side plank, option to lower to your forearm. Option to play with your leg variations. Plenty of options, or stay in your side plank. We're here for 4. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Either flow through chaturanga or go straight to your downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, travel your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, prepare for dancers on your right. Ground down through your left foot, kick your right foot back. Capture the inside of your right foot. And then option to kick your foot into your hands or stay in a balanced quad stretch. There's 2 different variations of dancers that are commonly known. Full dancers, king dancers, so eventually you capture your foot with both hands. It's far more of a back bend. you're craving more of a hamstring opener, you can come more into a standing bow pulling pose and let your right hip open up. I usually cue for just dancers. But be mindful that everyone's practice is different. Play with what you need. Inhale back to your mountain pose. Exhale, stand at attention. Roll out your left ankle. Reset, rebalance. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, prepare for dancers on your left. Kick your left foot back, capture the inside of your left foot. And again, you can stay here in your balancing quad stretch. Or kick your foot into your hands and find your back bend. Press a little bit more into our right big toe. Drop your left hip down for a deeper back bend. Or open your hip up and reach forward for more hamstring. If you follow, just come back in. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, stand at attention pose. Inhale, tree pose on your right foot up into your left thigh, shin, or ankle. And stay here or grow your branches or on a side body stretch. Take one more inhale. Exhale, stand at attention pose. Inhale, tree pose on your left foot in your thigh, calf, or ankle. Set your gaze on something unmoving. Play with your arm variation on that size as well. Maybe you notice a difference. Maybe you're more successful. And if you're less successful, just shake it off. Really, what is success in a yoga class? Except for just showing up and being present on your mat for a full hour. And trying is important too. But only as hard as you need in this moment. One more full breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, stand at attention pose. Find your steeple grip. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, side body stretch to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, standing back bend. Option to bring your hands to your lower back as you drop your head. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Listen for the change. Inhale, standing splits, left foot lifts. Option to keep your left hand on your mat. Bend into your left knee and take a bind in a revolved half moon variation. Completely optional. You can also stay in your standing splits. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release your binds. Step your left toes back. Come into your half pigeon. Draw your right foot toward your left hip. Press your chest forward. Stay lifted. Maybe work on your mermaid variation or your king pigeon. And if neither of those works for you, come into a restful half pigeon. Maybe use a block as a pillow. Great job. I love your variation. This is wonderful. Two more full breaths in your half pigeon. Inhale, come back up to your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing splits on your left. This time, left foot stays down, right foot lifts. Option again to stay in your standing splits, your hamstring stretch with your head below your heart. You can bring your right hand to a block or your mat. Bring your left hand to your left hip to start. Maybe bend into your right knee and add on your revolved half moon with a bind. Now remember, your block has 3 sides. If you're using a pillow, it's really got 2, but blocks have 3, books have a couple. Take one more inhale, release your bind. Exhale, prepare for your half pigeon. Step your right foot back, draw your left foot towards your right hip, rotate both hips down. Press your chest forward. Option to bend into your right knee this time. And take your mermaid or your full king pigeon. Now, full king pigeon can also just be your hands at the nape of your neck, your foot kicked back. But really, the focus is finding the balance and the shoulder opening to eventually capture your foot. It doesn't have to be captured right away. Final variation will be a more restful variation. Again, all of these are optional. You can take them in any order. I tend to do the highest exertion first, just because as I talk, sometimes you try it out and then you get tired and you want to try a more subtle variation. If you have feedback where you'd like to hear the restful stuff first and then the higher exertion, just let me know. Two full breaths here. Inhale back up to your hands. Curl your right toes under. Exhale, last downward facing dog of class. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come to a seat on your mat. Option, use your block between your thighs. I'm going to cue for bridge pose. Then wheel. If you want to go for wheel both times, go for it. If you want to take a supported bridge or legs up the wall the full time, that is also available to you. You're taking your bridge pose with a block. Squeeze your block first. Walk your feet towards your tailbone. Set your gaze on the ceiling. Press your head back into your mat. Inhale, lift your hips. Breathe and squeeze. Optional, lift both heels off at the same time. Notice what that does to your lower back. If that feels uncomfortable, stay grounded. Option to take a bind to open up your shoulders a little bit more. And then maybe switch which thumb is on top just to mix things up. Two more full breaths here. And notice your breath. You've created more space by opening up through your front line. but there's also constriction in your throat with your head being pushed into your mat. Balance the two actions. Release your body and take a big inhale. Exhale, drop your hips down to your mat. We'll go straight for wheel if you're going for it. Hands overhead, fingertips face your shoulders, hands touch your mat. Press down, inhale, wheel pose if you're going for it. You can continue to squeeze your blocks. It's a little bit more of a challenge on your glutes. Or again, take your bridge pose. Final option would be supported bridge or legs up the wall. Few more full breaths in whatever variation you've chosen. Take one more inhale, release your block or your binds. Exhale, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose. Option to add your hands to your inner thighs for a little bit more hip opening. Breathe. Option for overhead, this will be more shoulder opening, or just completely restful, arms down by your sides. I'll cue for supine twist and happy baby next, starting to surrender down onto our mats. If you're getting a little chilly, you can put a sweater or socks on. I've decided to do supine twist first since we've done so much spine opening in the last few moments. And happy baby is a nice lower back release yet again. But if there's a different order you'd prefer, go for it now, or take whatever poses you need to start to surrender onto your mat. Inhale your right knee into your right shoulder. Glue your right shoulder down. Exhale, supine twist. You can take an easy supine twist by taking both knees together, eagle legs for a deeper variation, or just one leg at a time. Option to turn your gaze toward your right hand for the full twist through your entire spine, neck, upper back, and lower back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, switch out your legs, left knee in, right leg long, or both knees in if you're going for the more easy, stable variation. Exhale, supine twist on your left. Turn your gaze toward your left shoulder, and then let your knee fall across. Again, I cue that your left shoulder should stay on your mat simply because your legs are heavier than your shoulders, and it'll pull you into a deeper twist. However, if that does not feel good for your spine, and it feels better to have your knee down and your shoulder lifted, go for that. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, pull both knees into your chest and start with your lower back on your mat. Again, focusing more on the lower back connection to neutralize your spine after all our back bends and twists. Maybe after all our quad stretches, you don't really feel like grabbing your feet, and that's okay. You can grab onto your shins or ankles. And then if you feel like it, grab onto your feet, continue to press your lower back down and maybe rock from side to side. When you're ready to surrender down onto your mat, release your hands from your feet, knees, ankles. Wrap them around your legs. Then inhale your forehead to your knees just like we did in our squat and curl. Just a little bit more burst of effort. Press your lower back down. Exhale, Shavasana, legs long, arms down by your sides. And take a moment to release your right shoulder and then your left. Take up a little bit more space on your mat. And come back into your body. Notice your breath, the rise and fall of your chest. Remind me, use your mat, just bring it back. And focus on your shoulders or your breath. Your chest, where your breathing takes place. Or your nose, the entry point for the air. Just come back into your body. Notice how the air feels on your skin. How your mat feels underneath of your body. Supportive. You can feel empowered to stay in your mat even longer. If your day is calling you to start to wiggle the small parts, your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. Option to sweep your arms overhead and drop your ears from shoulder to shoulder rather. Press your shoulders down into your mat. Roll over onto your side, support your head with your arm. Pull your knees into your chest. When you're ready, you can press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Again, no rush. Stay in Shavasana if you'd like. You've earned it. Not even earned it. It's your time, your space. I'll give you the option to close out with one more final breath together. You can bring your hands to heart center in front of your chest. Inhale, fill up your belly, 3-part breath. Then your lungs. A little bit more to your throat. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Throat. Ribs. Belly. You can bring your thumbs to your third eye if you'd like. And I'll leave you with a word that means light in me, bows, acknowledges, and sees the light in you. Namaste.